Hey guys, love the song here. So it's been 3 weeks since my first video. I was planning on doing it every 2 weeks, but I've been quite sick. I got a cold, and then I got another cold, and then I got another cold, and then I got another cold, and I just wasn't getting any better. And then I actually also caught the stomach bug. So I am actually feeling better today. And thought I'd better hurry up and do a video. So I am still getting better, still a bit, so if I sound funny, on the mend, but still not quite right. I'm hoping, because it's my birthday next Sunday, so a week from today, that I'm better by then, because, hey, it's my birthday. Not a day I want to be sick at all, so I'm hoping I'm all better by then, but we'll see. These UK bugs that aren't really standing up to, well, my immune system's just not standing up to them at the moment. We'll see how that goes. I had an amazing immune system in New Zealand, so I'm not really used to being this sick. So yeah, been feeling a little bit sorry for myself if I'm all honest. So the first thing I wanted to say is I just wanted to do a shout out to Stitchin' Button and Stitchy Witch 42. Not the recent video, but the one before that. They've both mentioned me. And I just wanted to say thank you. It's quite a new experience to hear someone be like, oh, watch this person's video. Like, that was a little bit like, wow. It was a good feeling though. It was just something new. So thank you so much for that. What have I been doing? So, in between when I've been feeling a bit more okay, I've been doing a couple of things. So, the first thing I did was I finished this a wee while ago. Pac-Man. It wasn't really a pattern, I just had a pattern of one of the monsters. And then I copied it and did 3 more of them. And then I found this really awesome box from a place called The Works. And I thought, hey, I know what I can do with that, because it was just a small piece of fabric. I was showing someone how to stitch, and that's all it was. And it's now turned into this. So I kind of found some fabric that kind of matched. And I've also done it around the bottom of the box. And I was like, what am I going to do with this? And then I realised I didn't have anything to put my thread ends and bits and pieces. So it now has all the ends of my threads. And yeah, I'm really chuffed with it. Anything I've stitched, it's all turned into a piece of framed art. So this is the first piece that hasn't been just framed up. So yeah, and that's probably all the inspiration of Flosstube and Facebook and things that I've been seeing. So I'm actually really happy with this. So thanks for that, guys. Also, I finished this one for my flatmate. He doesn't know I finished it. I finished this not long after my first video, actually, so it's just been round. And the photo is supposed to slide in there. It's all glued up and stuff, and it just kind of sits there like that. But it was a little bit strange because the card I've been given wasn't straight, and the instructions weren't that straightforward. They're a bit vague. So I just did the best I could with what I got. I was really happy with how it stitched up. The back stitching certainly does a lot for it. I'm not a fan of back stitching at all, but I will admit that everything that requires back stitching it makes a huge difference, and I always love the effect, so I am really happy. I have used some of the new DMC sparkly threads. Probably can't see it very well, but it is in there. It's in the yellow on the bottom of this one, and it's in the light blue on the top of that one. The butterflies were supposed to be identical. I thought that was a bit boring, to be honest, so I kind of just switched the colours round a wee bit. Same 3 colours on both of them, just switch around a little bit. I was quite happy with the colour change. It was girly, and it's for him and his son, so it didn't work. Well, he's a very masculine guy, and to be honest, when I thought about the fact that it was going to be all pinky and purpley, which was what was on the pattern, it kind of made me laugh because I couldn't imagine it in his room at all. And he agreed with me that he didn't really want it that colour. So I am really happy with the colour change. So the flowers went to red. I know, I just like it a lot better, actually. And funny story, he wanted headphones. I lent him mine while he was waiting for his headphones to get posted. And I have a really expensive pair that I brought over from New Zealand. They cost me a lot of money. They're skull candies and wireless. But I also bought a really cheap pair here in the UK, just in case, basically, or in case I was going somewhere that I didn't want to take my expensive ones. And they're only £1 or £2, and they're bright pink. And he wanted to borrow a pair of headphones while he was waiting for his. So I was like, oh, okay. I said, oh, I've got a pair you can borrow, you know, they're just a cheap pair, but they're something. And he's like, yeah, sweet, that'd be great. And then I turned up downstairs with them, and I was like, oh, I forgot to mention they're bright pink, and they've got a little diamante on them. And he goes, oh, thanks for mentioning that. And I was like, oh, you're only borrowing them, it's all good, you're only listening to them in your room. And he's like, yeah, and then he puts them in and he's like, what do you think? So yeah, it's quite funny. Anyway, so now I can give that to him, so I'll pass that along. I also got from the works, I picked up this. It's supposed to be for a photo. I did wonder if I could put something stitch related in the front of it instead. I'm not quite sure how that's going to work yet, but I thought it was another good idea, so that's why I bought that. Also, I think it was like £1 or £2. I quite like books, and I just like the idea of it, so I bought it. I didn't show you these in my last video, but I'd actually stitched 2 and a bit of these in New Zealand, and I thought, you know, it's a small, there's not many of them, I'll bring the colours with me, and just finish them because they're just lying around not done in my drawer in New Zealand. So I brought them with me, and I've actually finished them. It's a set of 4. It's from one of the cross stitch magazines. Couldn't tell you which one it was off by heart, I'm sorry. I actually thought I'd kept the page that I had, but I can't see it anywhere. So this is the first one, second one, jelly beans, third one, and the 4th one. So it's not showing up very well on the camera, but the colours are really, really bright. They're quite, fluorescent's not the right word, but they are really bright colours. And that's why I liked them. Just a black jar with bright coloured objects in them. Originally, I only really liked these 2. And I was like, oh, I'll just do the 2. I didn't really like the pencils and whatever that is, some kind of plant thing. But I thought a set's a set. I'm always a bit like that. If things come in a set, I always want all of them, even though I may not be particular to all of them in the set, if that makes sense. I like the complete set. So I ended up doing all of them. My plan is to, I know I've seen them around in New Zealand. I haven't seen any here yet in the UK, but I assume there's some around. I know you can get frames that have, so it's one frame and you can fit 4 different photos in it. I've seen a couple here that have like 8 or 6. I'm just waiting to find one that has 4, and then I'll put one in each of the 4. So it'll be on one big frame, but 4 little separate frames. So that's what I'm looking for. So these may take a long time to be framed up. I may have to wait until I go back to New Zealand to find one. I'm not sure. So that's what I'm waiting on for these. So I do know what I'm waiting for that, before I finish them properly. What else have I been doing? So my Into the Jungle cell, I have finished my little chameleon. I think that's right. And I haven't, I'm one colour off finishing my bats. I love bats. So I was really happy about this one. And then I'll have 2 more left down this side. And then I have to decide on what I'm doing for the bottom border and the top border. It is for my little brother. He is 15. And, you know, I said to him when I started stitching it, I was like, do you want this when I finished it? And he's like, yeah. I know someone has, for a 10-year-old, I was reading on the page, that they've made it into a birth sampler, even though I think it was granddaughter or something was 10. She, you know, commented better late than never, and I thought, hey, that's not a bad idea. So I might, at the top it says Into the Jungle. I don't know if I like that. To be honest, from the plants and the animals, it's pretty obvious they're jungle type animals. So I didn't really want Into the Jungle, so I think I might turn it into a birth sampler for him, even though it's quite late, him being 15, but that's okay, because then, you know, it'll be something that he'll always have, so that would be pretty cool. So that is what I'm thinking about doing with it at the moment. The border down the bottom and the top has a border like these boxes do around it. I changed these border box colours. It was supposed to be 2 different colours. They were quite a neutral. I'm not a neutral person, so to speak, or a neutral colour person. I loved these fluorescent threads. They weren't brand specific. There was no brand on them. They're not the easiest to stitch with, but it's just a couple of borders. I've dealt with it. And the effect, it doesn't show up very well on camera, but I absolutely love the effect of them. And they're silk to touch too. Not that you'll know when I frame it. But I was thinking about how I'm going to do the border for the bottom and the top for the boxes, because I've used more than 2 colours. I have used 6: purple, pink, yellow, green, blue and orange. So I'm not quite sure what I'll do with that. I was thinking about doing 6 colours all around, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, over and over and over again. I don't know if I can bring myself to do that, because it would be constantly changing the colours, and it's not the easiest thread to work with. So I'm still thinking that one over, but I've still got 2 more animals to do before I make that decision. So I have done a bit on that, more than I'd expected to do, which I'm really glad. I think I'm just trying to get it finished. I mean, we're in March of the new year. It finished December last year. I'm just trying to get it done now. So I've all of a sudden got motivation to start working on that, which is good. Ooh, 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 I got Stitchy mail. So, I brought some needle minders. Now, there is no point in buying one needle minder from someone. You pay for shipping anyway. So I went, oh, I've got to at least get 2. Oh no, I've got to get at least 3. And then I just kept finding ones on her Facebook page that I absolutely love. So, we have our rose, dolphins, gecko. He's probably my favourite, to be honest. He's a stunner. Some birds on a branch and a butterfly. So I was really happy with those. They all have sparkles or diamante things on them because that's me. Anything with diamantes or sparkles or jewels or something like that is always going to be better. My personal taste. What else? So I got them from. I'm going to be slightly antisocial for a sec and tell you exactly what Facebook page I got it off. But yeah, they were, so some of the bigger ones cost slightly more, but overall they're really good priced. Like, they're such a deal. I know she makes them herself. Sorry, bear with me. Oh man, she posts all the time and now I can't even find her in my Facebook feed. That on my Facebook feed is going so crazy right now with activity. Is that her there? Haha, found it. So, her name's Miranda. She's constantly putting new needle minders up. She's always putting something different up. Her Facebook page is called Mad About Craft. It's it's a closed group. So if anyone does really like needle minders or like these and things like that, let me know. Find me. I think, yeah, I don't know how closed group works. I should be a bit more techno savvy considering my age, and I like computer gaming, but I don't know a lot about Facebook. A closed group, I can't remember if you can search for it, but you can't find it, or you have to know someone. Anyway, comment down below if you can't find it, and I will try and sort that out for you. I believe I can invite you to the page. She's told me I can do that, because I did mention that I was going to show these on here, because I said, why would I not show them? Because she has amazing taste in needle minders, and obviously so do I, because look at all these. I just couldn't not get any of these because I liked all of them so much, and she's always asking for ideas on what new things she can make into needle minders as well, which is really cool. She has lots of needle minders that don't have diamantes or sparkly thing or like diamante jewelry things on them. It's just my taste. But if you don't like them, there's heaps on there that don't. It's just me. Something else I'm working on, so because I do a little project to break out my Into the Jungle, I asked one of my shared housemates a different one. What should I do next? And he has picked this one. It is from another one of those stitching magazines, and I've just done one colour so far, and that's all I've done at the moment. It's supposed to be 2-in-1 bookmark and card set. So it does go into Cross Stitch Crazy was the magazine. It does go into this wee card. And then you can pull it out and use it as a bookmark. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. To be honest, it's probably a bit girly for me. I think if your hair was a different colour, it'd be different. But I don't really want to change your hair colour either, because there's 2 or 3 different colours in her hair. No? Yes, there's 3 different colours in her hair. And I don't know. I think I'll just stitch that up that way, and then I'm sure I'll find someone to give it to. I generally do. Someone goes, wow, you do things like that. And then I'm like, huh, I know something I can give that person. That's generally how it happens if I don't have a plan for it before I stitch it. Half the time I have a plan for it before I stitch it, which is great. I bought April cross stitcher, and it comes with this. So it's a butterflies and blooms stitchable box kit. I got the previous one, March. I think that was the... I can't remember what came in that one. But I knew this was coming for April, and April was one I definitely wanted, so I had a look out for it. Picked it up because I'm like, oh, a cute box. I was going to put my thread ends in this. Obviously now I'm going to have to find something else to use it for. The only thing again is I don't know if I like the flowers on the box. Like, the butterflies are alright, but add the flowers and I think it's a bit much. I'm wondering if maybe I can turn the box back to front so it's just a cardboard colour. We'll see. I'm not quite sure. I think it's a bit overkill personally. But yeah, I'm not a flower person. So we'll see. I still think it's cute. I just think I'm going to have to change it a wee bit. What else? I got a cross stitch. Yeah. Not sure about that. Anyway. This is one that's possibly been in my stash. It's called Red Wine and Desserts. When I buy things, I don't generally think about the measurement sizes of things. So I didn't realise that it was as small as it is. I thought it was going to be bigger. It's okay. I mean, I still like it, but I can't say I'm that happy with the size. I kind of wish it had been bigger. It is printed on the fabric because I do both. I don't mind counting, but sometimes when I want to stitch but not have to think about counting so much or think about things, these are a bit more mindless, and sometimes I really want to stitch but I don't want to do the counting side of things. So I find that when it's printed on, it means I can still stitch even if I'm a little bit tired or got lots going through my head, because I don't need to concentrate on messing the counting up. So that's the reason why I get them. There are pros and cons to them. I know that the retreat I have coming up in April, I have a friend from New Zealand, and she's coming over to the UK for about a month. She's also going to this retreat, and she said she was going to bring some of my stuff. So I had a chat with my mum in New Zealand on Skype, and was like, can you go through my stitching stuff? I can't remember what I have, because she offered to bring over some of it with me. And if there's anything I miss, I truly miss my stitching stash back home. So she's bringing a lot of it, or not all of it, because I was being realistic. She's bringing some of it over with her. There is one there that I want to stitch for Mum. There is one there that I want to stitch for my sister. So I thought, hey, they're good ones to stitch when I'm not actually with them, so they won't see it, you know, they won't see the progress or anything. So there's a few things coming over with her, so I have quite a few things to show you when she brings them over in April, hopefully. So I am looking forward to seeing some of that. I wasn't as realistic as, oh, can we bring I think I've got 2 or 3 plastic bobbin boxes full of different threads and stuff. I was just like, as much as I'd love to have them, they're going to have to stay put. Yeah. Travelling when you have a stash. Well, it's not really doable, unfortunately. Yeah. Pros and cons of wanting to travel. And speaking of travelling, yeah, when you work with kids and stuff, well, let's just say that between having sick days and only getting paid the days you work, financially, I'm struggling to see how I'm really going to travel, which kind of, it sucks. I'm not going to lie. It's a bit disappointing because that was something I wanted to do. However, I'm going to try and figure something out. Even if I go somewhere this year and somewhere next year before I leave. But I'm not going to get a lot of travelling in because life and work, and realistically you just have to save up a huge amount of money and then get a mass amount of time off. I think that's the only way to work, because commitments and being a grown up, and it sucks being a grown up, just saying. I wish I did my travelling a lot younger, but hey, better late than never. At least I'm trying. And there was one more thing I got in the mail, and that was my long-awaited fabric for the mystery linen and threads mystery sampler, the peacock one, so this year's one. So okay, so I've already been through some of my threads. These are some I've picked out for it. I'm not gonna lie, I've already decided that there's aspects of the peacock I'm changing, because yeah, I just like changing things to suit me. This fabric is gorgeous. So happy with it. So, this is Fabrics by Stephanie. It's called April Showers. It's Aida, 14 count Aida, 26 by 36. Okay, so ignore my little black marks. I have marked my center of myself. Now, the reason I haven't cut this fabric is because I think I've done it once and I've screwed up when I cut it. I screwed it up. I didn't want to do that because this fabric is stunning and I want to make the most out of it. So I thought I'd stitch it, and then after I've stitched the whole design, then I'll cut it, less likely to screw it up. And I'm happy with dealing with the excess while I'm stitching it, basically. It may have to go into my Q-snap, which is on my tilted design. There's been multiple times where I've gone, oh, I need more than one Q-snap. So, when I can afford it, I think the first thing I'm going to do is buy another Q-snap. But then there's the grime guard issue. We'll get to that. See, things just... Anyway, this fabric is... You can't see it very well in this light, which absolutely sucks. Yeah, that's not helping either. Okay, so it's... Aha! There we go. It's pinky and light blue. It's even got a bit of green to it. Yeah, I like it. And it's sparkly, which you probably can't see. So I'm sorry about that. Sorry about the sniffing, by the way. It's a bit darker on this side, which is why I did it the other side. I didn't want it too dark for what I was stitching, so that's how I chose what part of the fabric I was stitching it on. So this dark corner down here will be part of the excess, and that's because I didn't want it on the darker piece. And it's the only kind of darker piece on it anyway. See? So my design's going to be down here on this pinky, bluey, lighter piece. So I was really happy with that. What else? On Flosstube, I have been watching Stitching Sisters and Brother. I think I'm all up to date on that. And Pam and Steph's videos. Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm ever going to catch up to their videos because they have so many. I don't know how many I've seen. I'm still in the teens. I will eventually catch up. But like I say, I've been sick and then I had the stomach bug. So actually all I've had the energy to do, I had work off Friday. I had a half day on Thursday. I came home Thursday and I was feeling really terrible. Friday, I couldn't even get out of bed basically. I got out of bed and went downstairs to get some water. And that absolutely wiped me out. Like, any energy I had in my system was gone from that. And I slept most of the day and most of the night. And then Saturday, I thought I was feeling better. I went to the doctor's. And yeah, she pretty much just told me I kept getting cold after cold after cold and then a stomach bug. And I got home after, and the doctor's is a 2-minute bus ride down the road, maybe a 5-minute at most. I did bus because I didn't want to push it because I'd felt so terrible the day before. I came home and the same thing happened. I was absolutely knackered. I had nothing left in my system and I was gutted because I felt great Saturday morning. I was like, yes, I have a great weekend. I'm feeling good for the whole weekend. And I went to the doctor's and it wiped me out. And I had some chores to do around here. So I've kind of slowly and quietly been working away at my chores since Friday because I knew I'd need to. This morning I actually woke up feeling so much better. Except for a sore back. I took some painkillers and it's gone. I'm hoping the sore back is just because of how long I was in bed for. Pretty sure that'll be the reason for it. Otherwise I actually feel good. So yeah, fingers crossed I am on the mend. So yeah, I've got a few things done here and there, but not a lot because all my energy is spent on work. I'll come home, have tea, and just watch something, or even just go to bed because I just haven't had that energy. But that's how it's been. So it hasn't been fun. I've been told that some other New Zealanders have come to the UK and it has taken them a year of being sick to build up immunity. Now, I was hoping that that's the extreme case. Some people told me 6 months. I've been here since August, so it looks like I could be looking at, and these are teachers, by the way, because teachers and nursery, of course, you're going to be around them more, the bugs and stuff. So I think I'm looking at a year before my immunity system comes right. I don't know what that's going to mean for my immune system when I go back to New Zealand. That'll be really interesting. I got sick once a year in New Zealand, so I'm really hoping I don't lose that, because if I do, I'll be gutted. But I think the bugs are worse here. So if anything, it should be better if possible. I'm not sure. So I am sitting somewhere different, and that is because the week after I did my first video, dun, 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 my stitching chair arrived. I'm not a modern person. I don't like modern furniture. It's boring, it's empty, it's bland, it's blech. I like older style furniture. And when I found this in a second-hand store for £15, I was like, oh my goodness. It's got old wood. It's older style. And it's a nice green colour. I love this. And it's comfortable, which is the main thing. So I now have my stitchy spot set up. Whoop whoop. So I'm just going to move a few of these things. And then I'll show you my stitchy spot. So I'm just going to put the video on pause for a second. Hold on. Okay. So this is my stitching spot. We've got my chair, and then I've got this amazing footstool that has storage underneath. Now, because my stitching supply is not that big, I have decided to store my stitching supply in here. So that's it. That's my stash. And what I've done, I had a box of threads. I bought a whole box of mixed threads, and I actually sorted them out and put them all in snap lock bags according to number. So the 3000s are, the 3800s are in a bag, the 300s are in a bag, like that kind of order. Except I've got 2 bags for some of the hundreds number, because there's heaps of them. So they're all sitting up on my table in front of my stitching chair. Show you. So that's them in the baskets there. And I've got some PVA, which I use to finish my little box. And a few other stitchy things. And they're just sitting nicely there. But yeah, that's kind of my stash and how I've set everything up. I do have a couple of things. So, on the way from Singapore, because I spent a week in Singapore, on the way to the UK, I managed to get a tiny bit of stitching done, and what I was working on was this. So it's from a kit. I love foxes, so it's sitting up there. So that's one of the things I did, and I've also got one more thing to show you. Two, sorry. So this is in front of my desk, and there. So good vibes only, and this one, which has to be one of my favourites. Somebody loves you. Because, I mean, bunnies, if you haven't noticed, I had them hanging off my thread baskets, and I have that. And I've got a picture of some of my bunnies that I had in New Zealand that I really miss. The black and white one is called Light, and my little brother's looking after him. The black one, to be honest, I'm not sure where he is. Complications with my ex and stuff, who would know, and guilt tripping, and it's very complicated there. And the two white ones I gave to someone who was breeding, and I knew she wanted to breed them, and that's what I was doing with them, so I gave them to her. And then we've got, I know I showed you them last time, but now I've got them all set up on the top of my drawer. I'm just going to see if I can, haha. So, I've got all four of them set up there. So I am really happy with that. Good. You're kind of hard having a tour of my room at the same time, so excuse anything you may see. Not really anything but some clothes drying around my room, so we're all good. So yeah, I've got bunnies hanging off different things, because why not? See? Bunnies! Bunnies! Oh, and this. My bunny tape measure. Yes, that is a tape measure sitting out of its mouth, but it's supposed to look like a carrot. The only thing they messed up with that is the carrot should have been orange, but anyway. Yes, so that's all that. In my stash, I think I've showed you most of what was in there. So I've just got my small patterns, I've got some fabrics, specialty threads, I've got some more fabrics and ribbons for finishing. Yeah, I am beginning to wonder if I might have the issue of startitis, or whatever you guys seem to call it. It's been called different things. Because I keep going, I want to start something new, and my problem with starting something new is I am worried that I'm just going to keep putting off my jungle one, and essentially I want to finish my jungle one before my ones from New Zealand turn up with my friend in April. Because then I can get started on one for my mother and my sister. So that should be my goal. Okay, let's make it my goal. I don't know how well this is going to go, but we'll give it a go. The jungle cell needs to be finished by April when I get my new patterns. I can't give you the date right off the top of my head. But there we go. So I've got, what, a month? We shall see. I really want to get started on my peacock cell. I'm surprised I haven't started on it already. It really does come down to what I'm stitching it in. At least if I finish my jungle one, I'll have my hoop. I don't have anything else to stitch them in. My other bits and bobs are in New Zealand. Yeah, I don't really, small projects are fine stitching in hand, I don't mind. When they're bigger, I don't like stitching them in hand. It's just annoying. So yeah. Anyway, I think that's everything. I will try and do these videos every 2 weeks. We shall see how that goes. You definitely won't hear from me next week anyway, because it's my birthday. And I'm doing something Saturday night with my shared flat, and I've got a couple of friends that are also joining in on that. Providing things still, I don't know, I'm a little bit concerned that things just aren't going to happen and it's going to be like 3 of us, but we'll figure something. And also I guess it's a bit budget depending as well. I mean, I'd love to go out for a few drinks, but we'll see. 'Cause why not? I don't drink that much anyway. Because I guess most of the time I run out of time. I find that as soon as I drink, after I've been drinking, I can't do anything. It's pretty much just go to bed after that. Like, you know, you socialise and stuff, but other than that, you know, it's kind of like bed and then that's your night. So yeah, a glass of wine's alright, but I don't particularly like wine. My favourite wine's a bright blue wine, which I have worked out I can get shipped here, but it's still expensive. It's like £24 for a bottle. But anyway, sidetracked. I think, what's the time? It's 5 o'clock here. I think I might get an hour or so stitching in before I have to start doing adult duties again and have tea, sort lunch out tomorrow for work. So yeah. I feel like most of the weekend I've been in bed doing sleeping. Never feels very proactive. I just like doing stuff, and so when I have a weekend of something like that, or just doing chores and things like that, I feel like I've wasted my weekend. Which is not, it's not overly fun. I don't really, yeah. Anyway, I'm babbling, I'm rambling, and half of that will be just down to me feeling better. So, shoot, this is a long video. It wouldn't be this long if I did it every 2 weeks, so I have to remember that. Anyway, at least it's one video this time. Anyway, off to love and leave ya. Good thing this is over YouTube, by the way. It means I can't give my bucks to anyone and I can still talk to you. Yay! Yeah, until next time though. Oh, and to those people who have subscribed, thank you so much. I will check out your videos. I kinda only like catching up with, I like to catch up on everyone's videos if I start subscribing to someone, so I'm only going to do it 1 or 2 at a time because there's so many videos and I'll lose track of which videos I'm up to and which person and all of that. So I will get around to watching you. I know Bendy Michelle, please tell me I've got that right. I will be checking you out. You're on my list, but I do want to see if it's possible that I can somewhat catch up on Pam and Stephanie. Blame them for so many videos. And long ones. So I should probably do that. Watch them and do some stitching. Right, I'm going to go because I do want to get some stitching done. Happy stitching, and I hope everyone else's health is doing good, to be honest. Because firsthand, it sucks. So I hope you're all well and enjoying it. And happy March, by the way. Best month. Not that I can really say that because I was born in March, so of course I think it's the best month in the world. So yeah, happy stitching. Enjoy the beginning of March. If last month wasn't so great for you, I hope March is better. Yeah, I hope things are good for you guys, and catch up with you soon. Bye!